Vertigo's one, we saw HELLRAISERS actually coming out on top in yesterday pretty convincingly versus Budapest 5. And admittedly, Budapest 5 very clearly had no idea what they were doing on the CT side of the map. You know, you could say ATTAX also got away with something of a similar result. So, who do you think this goes to?
Well, I think if we take anything away from the last map, if the sliders have been adjusted, you know, if attacks are coming in with a bit of a different approach coming into this series, then I could certainly see HELLRAISERS taking this. They're certainly not a team that you can slouch on. In particular, just the ability to get into these forward positions and just be aggressive with players like JR, like Flarich, to just we're hitting so many shots on Inferno that things could certainly get away from them. I still kind of favor ATTAX for this one. I think just because it's their most solid map and they seem aim-wise to be all there, that this should be a pretty run-of-the-mill game for them. But the odds, well, our partners over at LootBet, they seem to be in agreement. They think this is going to be a convincing one for ATTAX, 1.4 to 2.8.
The exact same odds as what we saw initially in the previous game. So I actually think these are fair. I think that ATTAX is very heavily favored when it comes to Vertigo. They're just one of the OG Vertigo teams. And we can see them coming up very quickly on the ramp where they've already taken a single kill away. JR is looking for something, but that is not going to come through.
Oh, the Molotov in. JLam 1 for 1, but he's lost his teammates without getting any kills. The nade being lined up by Kalinka is a good sign. Flarich, though, before the smokes bloom, that bomb dropped unexposed. Closer and closer. Flarich, he's maybe trying to deny this plan. Another fantastic set of shots from Flarich. What is that? Just like that, snapping from head to head. He gets everything done for HELLRAISERS on the retake. They didn't have a chance.
So, Flarich is one of those players, you look at him, and the first thing you think is, he's pretty good at this game.
Oh,
really, all there
God.
is to it. This isn't even one of those, oh my God, what amazing team play. No. Flarich just wrecked him, and I'm not even going to take anything away from him. ATTAX played that properly. There was a very, very, very small delay between Stefan and Merbit peeking out towards him. That was not one-by-one Twitch shot. I do not care what you think from the perspective of the replay. That was almost simultaneously. When it's a chaotic situation, that's as good as you're going to get regardless, and he just crushes them there and then. Beautifully played, and JLam, unfortunately, will throw away the advantage they gained a little bit early on. ATTAX, though, still, without Kevlar, they are largely focusing on investing into that third round.
Yeah, getting off to a good start for HELLRAISERS can certainly go a long way on ATTAX's map pick. Cannot be understated. This is their bread and butter, the best map they've got in the pool on the ATTAX side, while Stefan will try his best to make things as convincing as possible for ATTAX, while JR is still taking names, finding heads, and actually a nice shot by Stefan. Still going to be traded out, but it's a winnable enough position now. Mirbit, a couple of frags to find, a deagle in hand as well, separate duels available to him as he gets his hands on this bomb. Yeah, he has run-of-the-mill of the map. 50 seconds to reposition. The steps will have been heard, a rotation coming in from Problem, but I think Mirbit beats him to the site here.
Problem went into mid accidentally, so yes, Merbit should be beating him, but Merbit's now stalling a little bit because he knows he needs to find that one kill before the bomb goes down. Problem's also got a grenade, so you can't really have an easy time planting directly into deep. Oh, all right, Flarich, I see your 4K and I raise you a deagle. That deagle needs to come up again, though, and that is one thing that will not be happening. That being said, ATTAX takes away 4 players from the HELLRAISERS side. Yep. HELLRAISERS getting so crazy aggressive down in ramp. They win the round, but with the bomb plant, look at how much money ATTAX has. They will absolutely have the better buy. Even Flarich, who was actually able to get 4 kills earlier on, and so he should, you know, realistically have much better money. He's just one of farmers.
Yeah, not fully investing into that last round were ATTAX, but still bringing it oh so close. Just shy of winning it. And you're absolutely right, the buy stronger for ATTAX coming into their first gun round. The elements are there. HELLRAISERS can they make it work with the suboptimal weapons? Kalinka, though, he's denied so much information in through middle. A fast flank opportunity opens up. As a result.
Well, let's not forget, Merbit really likes to play around that mid area. He was able to find so much yesterday. So if Kalinka knows that, or if Kalinka is expecting that, he could just be taking Merbet down and taking away a huge amount of utility either. They're more than happy to let attacks while away the time, and Kalinka can work his magic.
Oh, Molotov in towards the sand. Able to take names on the attack side mid
on Vertigo. Hellraisers plays that perfectly. Kalinka's able to exploit the fact. So good. Cressy now needs to find a quick kill. He finds the player with a grenade in his hand, but Kalinka...
Nade sails over. Good damage found on Jay. There's our tag down. Oh! Okay, Stefan, barely a shoulder shown, but a kill found, but quickly taken away. Hellraisers off to a good start on the CT.
Jalem. Yeah. Stefan, of course, starts off nicely, but you know, I can see that from Jalem.
Yeah. When you look at the crucial shots, we've seen some great displays thus far. Jalem's on low HP this round, so this is the position that really matters. The kill in the flank, but he misses the shot. Slacks, he's able to adjust in time, gets away with a slither of HP. That could have gone so wrong for attacks, but they recover well. And now it's just the two remaining players.
He should have died there and given them a chance at the very least. But you're right, that flank, the wayside for Hellraisers, and despite winning a few very good rounds there, money is
lined up too, but they've got good positions to make this difficult for attacks. Now 20 seconds left.
Flax needs to find this kill. He's in such a crucial position. He takes some problem. Can he find the follow-up? No, it's JR to take him down. Jalem trying to fight back. These smokes will be refreshed and the bomb will be going down. There's 10 seconds on the clock, but there's no nades to cancel this bomb plan. Scrunk will take it down, but will he go down with it is the question. Molotov goes in, it flushes out Jalem. Jalem's forced to smoke it off, and now he's also blocked off his own sight lines in the process of doing so. Flareage, however, through the smoke connects. And that's a 4v2 for the CT side. Cressy looking to fight back. They could be lining up for him, but Cressy's been baited out of that corner, leaving Murbit alone versus 3. This is an impossible situation, but he'll find the first headshot. He even finds a second perfect tap, and all 3 players are down. But the round goes the way of the CT side. Murbit.
Just a fraction of a second too late. They're sticking the defuse. JR buys enough time. If Mirabit comes out with that shot initially, that changes things. The timings could have worked out in his favor, but they steal it from under ATTAX's nose. A great effort from Mirabit to even make that competitive. Almost wins the round for ATTAX, but HELLRAISERS, they're just accumulating more and more on a map that ATTAX thought they'd get the ball rolling on early.
The problem is still that HELLRAISERS is always one round away from being reset, so they need to win this one as well. And the pressure is on. We know they can deal with it though. Stefan should know there's a player right around that corner. He saw that smoke coming out and he finds a kill as a result of it. Jalem to go down. And that puts a lot of pressure onto them to make this rotation soon or choose to save one or the other, because next round is not a buy.
You can see HELLRAISERS cheating that rotation over. It's still a lot of time on the clock, but they're convinced that this will be an A-site progression from ATTAX given that entry. JR even looking for a little bit more around the smoke. He'll go. The flash timing is perfect, though. Cressy lines them up. The double aggression from HELLRAISERS goes the complete wrong direction. Problem will try his best, but Cressy is hitting the shots he needs to. 3 thus far in the round, and Flarich, I mean, a great retake earlier on when it was a 2 versus 3. Not going to be given those same opportunities from the pistol.
So much of this situation that HELLRAISERS is in right now goes back to the fact that they had a better buy than the CT side, despite the round differential above on your screen. Flarich will save the M4, but at this point you are in double eco territory, so I wouldn't even be surprised if HELLRAISERS goes for a force buy around this M4.
And that's the thing, right? When ATTAX have won these rounds, they've survived with 5 or 4 players remaining, and HELLRAISERS typically by the skin of their teeth.
Sometimes not even that.
Yeah,
I mean, the previous round they literally lost all 5 players.
Yeah. So money is certainly an issue on the CT side. They will buy around this M4. The most amount of money remaining on a single player is Flarich. Followed closely by JR, but they are looking to get as much performance out of this rifle as possible. More T damage done than actual damage on their opposition, while Kalinka will suffer a lot of damage himself. These ATTAX players are tagged down from these pistols.
Flarich's positioning is so important over here. He can clear out at least 3 players if he catches them off. If Slacks misses a shot, Slacks even switches out to the AK because he knows that with the AWP, maybe Scrunk can still get something. The real problem for me is Cressy, because Cressy's been so incredibly instrumental in finding any sort of alley control that they've had, but ATTAX have already rotated over, and HELLRAISERS, they haven't cheated this. They haven't tried to come back. They still have 3 players over towards that B bomb site. Flarich as well, not really.
Play off of the smoke there. Kalinka finds one through it. That makes things a little bit more difficult. That's at least the low HP player taken out of the round, but Jalem, oh, that position could have been the difference maker. Mirbit's privy to it though. Still an equal number as they now move on through, but the weapons certainly in favor of ATTAX.
I would not mind a save to come through from this point. Flerich already has that in mind. He's already moved back, and so have 2 other players. So it's all about JR. He doesn't have Kevlar. He knows that he's really not going to have much to do in this round regardless. So if he can get some damage into the T side, he's happy with it, because that skill bonus for him, which is much more important than anything else, because he's the one saving up for the AWP. The Eagle saving in the next round could get him a kill, but realistically over here, once the bomb's really close to getting blown up, he does swing out and take down Slacks. And the bomb even takes away 1 more life. So pretty good job by him overall. I think he's happy with that. 2950 right now. Yep. You've got yourself a... you have a 2400 loss bonus after that. He actually did need it.
Yeah, I admire the effort there. Kind of throwing his body at the problem, trying to get rid of a few more rifles and attacks. But yeah, like we've been saying, the economy for attacks, in spite of the scoreline, is very, very healthy. So not too much of a dent made in towards their banks.
I wouldn't mind seeing JR drop the deagle from Kalinka, to be honest. Kalinka's already got money. Let JR, have a crack at it. Sure, Kevlar is nice, but if JR gets a little bit aggressive and he gets a kill, then Kalinka can come back and try and get the gun instead with full HP. I think there's a lot of things that aren't really properly explored sometimes, but Slacks is exploring that smoke very properly. Jalem is found out and taken down.
And while they've got a lot of presence towards B, they've double pushed it with a couple players on the Hellraiser side. They've lost this A bomb site pretty quickly. JR is the only one that stands between them and a bomb plant. Well, I was waiting for that operation to unfold. The Operation Crouching Tiger from behind. They are not going to be caught out by it as of yet. Hellraiser's not really even pushing the boundaries that much farther. JR getting his hands on that rifle to potentially save it into the following round again. And you can understand why he would even consider that option, because the 3 versus 5, his player is nowhere near him. He's just about whether he can get away.
Money's also generally really bad for them right now.
Yeah.
If Kalinka and Problem can save these Kevlars as well, honestly, that literally raises their buy effectiveness by about 20%, because they can afford full M4s on all of these players. Otherwise, Kalinka and Problem would have had to go for Famuses. So this is a very significant save, and don't make any mistakes about it. Ultimate Attacks, though, they're very happy to be up on 4. So Attacks, by this time, now they have their chance to prove that, hey, we can get out and ahead. And one website that's up, out, and ahead of every other one of its competitors is our partners over at Hellcase, who are the biggest and most known case opening website with almost 100 cases, updated case battle, upgrader, dozens of giveaways per month, and more absolutely unique features. You won't get bored. Oh, thank you. You won't get bored with Hellcase. Use promo codes to save more and grab what you deserve. That should be there, just a little
Enthusiasm had for partners and enthusiasm in the attacks camp. They have rebounded after a to take control away from attacks. Presence towards B to start things off. Behind him, trying to refrag as best he can, but he's one of the core players that has to stay alive for a B site split here, because attacks are making short work on towards the site. Scrunk trying to find that entry, and there it is. The site's now theirs. Hellraisers, they stacked most of their presence towards that A bomb site, and well, now it's just a call to save again.
Kalinka's gone aggressive far too many times on B, unfortunately. Yeah. He was going to be getting caught off eventually, but at the same time, Problem, who's right behind him, who's supposed to get the refrag, he's forced back by a flashbang, and Cressy knows it's all about the time. If Hellraisers have an AWP in that round, maybe they can contest ramp with a little bit less presence and have one player back towards mid. But unfortunately, without the AWP, you actually need the 3 rifles to be able to play into it with full nades and whatnot. And unfortunately, that will be all she wrote as Alternate Attacks equalizes, and in a 5-5 with Hellraisers being in a very poor economic status. And one thing we haven't talked about too much is the oh no.
Yeah.
That's huge. But one thing we haven't talked about too much is the fact that, Attacks at the end of the day, they have infinite money.
Yeah, Slacks is capped out, Mirabit as well, so Yeah, just reinvesting in the utility where they can. I mean, they're losing out on some money if they win this round, but yeah, Hellraisers, that could have been another buy off the back of those saved weapons, but now instead it's just the solitary weapon in JR's hands. Attacks now 4 in a row on this T side. Some utility exchange, not sometimes the most ideal. Well, attacks after the initial presence that was felt towards that A bomb site, all that utility thrown by the CT side, they're looking towards B instead. It's a vacant bomb site as well. Flourish is investigating through middle. The rest of the team stacked towards A. While you'll hear the footsteps, it's a fleeting bit of information because I don't think there's much you can do from this spot.
Honestly, I appreciate this because Hellraisers, they don't make the decision that I would like to see, but do they? I don't really know. Maybe they're playing for exits. We'll have to wait to find out. So far, the only exits that are coming through are from the T side, though, as bullets exit the bodies of the CTs in a very unpleasant manner. But I was under the impression that they were going to save the Kevlars, honestly, because you're not winning this. That's the problem. And like I said before, ATTAX has infinite money. You will never win this on a retake. It's literally not possible. 99 times out of 100, you lose that. And sure, these skills are nice. These skills are important. More for confidence than anything else, though. Well, if you contrast the fact that you can save $650, Hellraisers, you're not guaranteed to win this round either. Even if you win this round, you're not guaranteed to win with more than 2 or 3 players left alive. So that $600, those $1,000, they actually go quite a long way. So at least they do save some players, but you can see where my my pettiness in economy comes in.
Yeah, as opposed to it being a dent in the economy, it's more like a little chip, one that can be easily filled in because, like you said, ATTAX have practically infinite money. Almost every single one of their players capped out. JR, well, he's not had the most amount of funds so many rounds in a row. Finally gets his hands to the AWP, and with Flourish getting a kill in through middle, that's a advantage for Hellraisers to start. One that's been a lost sign from the start of this half.
It's been one of the first few times they've actually been able to successfully go into middle as well. Very important, but look at Skrunk. He's pushed up, Molotov right behind him, forces him into the smoke. No one's checking this angle, though. And if he pushes out right now, he could find 2 unsuspecting players. Unfortunately, the smoke will be dissipating soon, and JR should be turning around, but JR's not got the timing. Jalem's got the flick. He's looking for more. Connects with a few bullets, but not enough as Stephen comes in from behind, and he will shut him down. Stefan, dear God. Stephen just easy to say. Stefan.
Oh, the nade right above Flourish. She'll be able to dodge out that damage. Could have been his undoing. This 3 versus 3 is certainly still doable here for Hellraisers. Those smokes won't last forever. The Molotov will try and deny it, but it's a missed one at that. And the nade, this follow up, he actually nades his teammate down to lower HP. Flourish won't be too happy about that one. Another smoke deployed to allow Stefan to reposition, but I don't think he's prepared. Yeah, Flourish flanks him out. As a result, a lot of attention being drawn by Slacks, but he has to hit that shot. That one was crucial. Cressy being elusive around the smoke. He'll go ring around the rose. He catches Kalinka looking the wrong direction, and Flourish with this low HP, there's certainly not the time nor the place to really contest this one. Can he escape? Can he bring this one closer, do more damage to the ATTAX economy? That doesn't really matter. Flourish, he doesn't even get away. The rifle gone. Another round for ATTAX.
Okay, 2 things. First of all, Hellraisers, unfortunately, communication very evidently completely broke down there. JR was supposed to come to his teammate that this is when the smoke but the headshots come through regardless. Further shots from Slacks as his AWP scope right in. Flarex is trying to save the day, and he will succeed for now. Slacks not having the time, not having the ability to come through and get out that bomb plant. Dinged up, finished off Flarex with 3, and those are the sharp shots that Yumi was talking about that you've got to be worried about going into the T side.
I thought that one kill from Mirbit was going to be enough for them to get some space. Slacks as well covering with the ult, but Flarich just pushes further forward. The Molotov forced him into those duels, and he shines like a diamond. He's been a shining light for Hellraisers really on the CT side. We saw the great retake on A earlier. This time it's a retake on B. Those rotations from him have been very, very crisp.
And Flarich has single-handedly found them half their round so far, so definitely MVP so far on Hellraiser's side. And now you can see a much better buy coming out. They've got kits, they've got more Molotovs. They had quite a bit of utility before they chucked out half of it, but hey, it's fine. It's put to good use. Still an MP9 though, and the effects on your CT side economy are very long-lasting, unfortunately. Unless they win this one with 3-4 players kept alive, even the last round should not be perfect. Yeah.
And that's the thing for this half for Hellraisers. They never got a grip on that CT side economy. So very much a spot in which if ATTAX take this round, very likely a 9th as well. Flash in towards A ramp. They try to overwhelm, catch ATTAX off guard with the timing. But Stefan, those entries have been sharp as well. First kill in. Ooh, really rough one on Jalen. The smoke gives him a bit more coverage. And while it's a 1-for-0 exchange, that's now pushed further forward by Slacks with the ult.
Good flashbang will allow JR some space, but if he jumps up, there's 2 players to contest with Kalinka's caught off on the background, and Murabit doubles it up for more. JR is now stuck in the middle of deciding whether he goes for this or saves. Either one of those things seems to be impossible, though, as the flank is coming in from either side. They're trying to pincer him in, and they should be able to do so. Cressy to find the kill, and CT's to find nothing. 9th round even looks guaranteed for Alter ATTAX, but even so, Hellraisers, they're in a place where you could feasibly see them actually go out and frag out on the T side.
We'll see if they get a little bit more breathing room should they concede that pistol round. Of course, it's a worrying buy, the SMGs, the FAMASs, but one that could certainly see the light of day. The Taxes are not prepared for that aggression. Kalinka once again in through middle is playing up close and personal, seeing if he can win a duel over towards Mirbit. But Skrunk around the smoke will go, and he catches Jalem. A little bit of insecurity that would have been felt if he knew there was a gap in that smoke, and they've lost that presence towards A. Skrunk, it pushes it further forward. It happens time and time again. ATTAX are compounding these frags and taking control of that A site. They even hear problem on the rotation, and Skrunk, he might just seal this round in all by himself. Does a lot of damage. Stefan will finish off the kill, and ATTAX a great half recovery after a slow start. A 9-6 half from them.
Can we see the score sheet very quickly? Thank you. So, Cressy in his 7 kills had two fantastic rounds where he just entered multiple times in, and Lupet's also very interesting actually. They're even more one-sided to his attacks, so our partners think that attacks should be very heavily favored. I'm actually surprised about that. I think it's still probably a 150 to 250 because we saw attacks losing out a lot of rounds to Crazy on their CT side yesterday, and Crazy did not look like they knew what they were doing. Hellraisers, at least you can say they've got the lay of the land out over here on Vertigo.
Yeah. Definitely some questions to be answered from attacks. A good bounce back. But does that transfer all the way to that CT side? We saw Slacks have some great performances on the USP yesterday. Not going to be quite given those same chances to start things off. Ooh, the boost spotted out. Lots of warning shots exchanged between the two teams. And it does seem like middle pressure and an eventual wrap towards one of these sites is certainly on the cards. JR running distraction over at A.
JR could have actually forced these rotations over. You can see 4 players now quickly running away from that B bomb site. Unfortunately, these rotations that have been sheeted over are successful rotations, seemingly. I say that, but it's also Vertigo, so the minimap's literally impossible to read. So it could be anywhere.
They could be going down the ladder, back towards B.
They could be going to Dust 2 for all I know, man. JR, though, he does not want to go to Dust 2. The third map is one that he wants to avoid. He wants to come through, come out big, take down Skrunk over here. Skrunk has scouted them, but Cressy's found the first. And now the grenade lined up perfectly. Comes through, but not very much damage. Bomb will be planted. Gia to come out on top in that duel as well. Secondary grenade not finding kills, even if damage is done. And now Merbit taking a very uncomfortable duel as he's missing all of his USB shots. He's forced to reload, and in that process, Flax will fall, but he's good for 1.
3 versus 3 now. Merbit, can he redeem himself? Kalinka able to get the kill. Stefan instead is the one to step up with the USP. Flarich trying his best to get them off of this bomb, prevent the defuse, and he's dancing around the smoke perfectly. Stefan, oh, it's a labored endeavor. Stefan eventually lands the body shots necessary. He has the kit, and attacks. They'll get to double digits, win the pistol.
Flarich almost saved them yet again, but still, bomb is planted from Hellraisers. I'm curious to see whether or not we see a full buy coming up from them. Because so far, in Malta vibes in general, we've not really seen that many, second round force buys compared to in the past. And well, I say that, and we get the ultimate second round force buy. It's Galil's all the way.
I think the first day I casted with Malta vibes, communication breaks down. They don't even know that Skrunk's there. It's easy frags for him, and this round has fallen out of Hellraiser's favor. They wanted to get aggressive. They wanted to go quickly, and attacks, they meet them head on.
Yeah, this is a pause after this round if I've ever seen one. A 2 versus 5 that needs to be pulled out by the sheer might of willpower, and as it turns out, willpower is not really going to mean much with an M4 in front of you. JR trying to fight back, finds 1 kill. At this point, anything he can find is damage. It's good, but unfortunately, damage is also very good from the CT side as they do so beautifully. Skrunk, what a round from him. I need Saga, their coach, to really just pause right now, though.
Yeah, he should not be able to get away with that. The only person who turns around is Jalem. Flarich, yeah, sure, he's trying to peek the angle up front, but they just need to address that flank, and, well, they weren't able to adapt in time. There's that timeout.
I actually think that Jalem might have been gray screen, though, when you look at that smoke. Do we have time to watch that replay again, production? I'm not sure if we do. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Right, so look at Jalem over here. After Shrunk gets that first kill and goes in behind, I think they're inside that smoke, but like their head's right in it, so they're gray screen, which is one of the other reasons why they can't actually turn around that quickly. So, some misfortune as well as miscommunication, but obviously you still don't want to let that happen.
Yeah, while we pick apart a play like that, it's still a great sign for ATTAX. If they're able to capitalize on small mistakes like that from HELLRAISERS, they will have a great time on the CT side. Well, HELLRAISERS, after the force buy last round, now just onto upgraded pistols. Mirabit, though, has to still be careful because Flarich, he's been hitting shots on Vertigo. He's really been performing for HELLRAISERS. Opens up the round wonderfully, and although they can't recover that rifle all too safely, leaves the B-bomb site slightly more exposed.
His deagle is insane. Even on Inferno, we saw him coming out, but Stefan, the good old anchor, is about to find out that the good old deagle can quickly take him down. Cressy and Slacks now on the side trying to step up. Molotov goes out. Slacks is next in line to fall to the deagle train. Cressy's the only one who's able to chain together a few kills, but even that could be going the other way. Fark picks up the bomb, and he is backing off, but it's into the waiting arms of Skrunk, who will be happy to accept Flarich's gesture of love as he comes out with his knife out.
That's an expensive round, though, right? Two players staying alive for in Cressy and Skrunk. They don't even get their hands on one of those rifles on Skrunk either, so it keeps the economy of attacks modest, something that HELLRAISERS felt all the way through their CT side half. Whether attacks can stabilize, that remains to be seen. Now the investment into guns for HELLRAISERS. They don't get the AWP out on JR, but the rifles can do a lot of damage. These fast entries we saw from attacks time and time again. Skrunk once again, close ramp.
Nade is deep. Very good damage on a Jalem early on. Skrunk's revealed his position along with that smoke. He's pushing through. Great flashbang, but JR's traded away. JR could even look to peek out immediately afterwards. He flashes himself, but he doesn't quite move through it. Oh. Good nade. Stefan really likes to play that position too.
As it seems like HELLRAISERS have that information. JR backs himself off before the play-in through ramp, such that they can retake from bridge later on to the round if they want to. And like you said, the nade on towards the double stack. Reading where Stefan likes to play. ATTAX have split themselves up. A couple of players towards each of the site. Cressy a bit of pressure in through middle. That may be an indicator of that split coming on through. Mirabit, he's trying to plug a hole up, make sure that that's not a possibility, and although that presence is felt, they still have control of a ramp. Slacks hits the first shot, and that's an early indicator that they can work off of.
And Slacks is so disciplined when he backs off without re-peeking there. He knows they're in the advantage with 25 seconds left. Anything they can find on the T side would be huge. Unfortunately for them, they keep on finding Slacks again and again and again, which is not a pleasant sight to behold when you're staring down the op from the other side.
12 seconds to get that bomb planted. Flarich with a crucial kill as well as Slacks peeked around the smoke. Flarich checks behind as well, brings it to the 2-on-2. They're both tagged low, but so is Cressy. This is a dangerous endeavor to pursue. Mirabit finds the kill. Cressy as well will chime in. Had one of those gone HELLRAISERS' way, it becomes too close for comfort, but attacks keep two up. They get the AWP back into their hands, and the gun round doesn't go HELLRAISERS' way.
And unfortunately, now we get into the territory where HELLRAISERS never really was able to get to, where the city side doesn't really care as much about economy, because any way they can scramble to home.
They have won 12 of the last 14 rounds on the attack side. That just shows the momentum and the confidence that they have in this map. Of course, why they pick it. HELLRAISERS, after that initial 5-1 that they had, it has gone astray from there. ATTAX, like you said, happy to scramble together these rounds. They're inching towards that finish line, forcing that map 3. Nothing out of the ordinary from ATTAX either. Nothing too aggressive, not going for that same play towards ramp time and time again, expecting and respecting the adaptation from HELLRAISERS, playing the round out much more default oriented, much slower.
Cressy finding the first. Skrunk follows up, and now suddenly speed is all it's about from the team. side. They're trying to move in. They're trying to find something. Stefan as well, who pushes forward. Flashbang out in the air. And a problem. He and Fleric are left to fight this out 2 versus 5. Flashbang is coming through. Problem's trying to run through that smoke. He finds the kill, but slacks with the trade. Is going to make this an impossible round, but not one without highlights of Fleric. It seems like Fleric will always be able to find a couple of kills here and there. 18 and 12 right now. His scoreline is certainly impressive considering how far down they are. And unfortunately for him, how far down they are has just plunged slightly deeper. 6 to 14. Not a single round on the T side so far from HELLRAISERS.
Yeah, they've fallen off. ATTAX a fantastic recovery thus far, really showing us why it's that strongest map in the pool for them, and they look to continue it all the way through. HELLRAISERS, they have made a few difficult decisions. SMGs are out, the Galils as well. Faster play towards A this time round. Slacks gets the first, but overwhelmed by the SMGs. Cressy there to pick up the pieces, so the first kill, the second as well, as they attempted to get some space on the bomb site. They meet that rifle on the rotation. Problem with the recovered AWP, though, could cause some issues. The flashes are perfect, though. These two players blind as bats, and Problem solitary or the smoke right in front of him, and not much of a chance. Even the flag spotted out, but Stefan gets caught out on the timing. Problem looking to reposition. He's opened up this round. There's an opportunity now. He hears the rotation. This could be an ace clutch from him, but he has to find this first frag. It's so crucial. Cressy, okay, I think he reconsiders it. He thought you could beat him to the towards the bomb site, but he wants to play with his teammate instead.
Probably the better shot in all fairness. You don't want to give him the ace clutch. You can hear someone yelling into Cressy's ear, stop, 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 stop. Wait for Merbit, wait for Merbit. Let them get the bomb plant. It's okay. You know, you've been in that position many a time. Problem, however, he is going to very quickly find that he needs to find a kill first, and that's why he's trying to move in further ahead. He's made some noise, though, and in the process of doing so, has allowed a little bit more space for Merbit, because Merbit can feel safe just running out behind him. Over towards the stairs. Problem's not expecting this, but now he's scoped in, but he's missed that first shot. Crucial for him to get it. And now Cressy, well, Cressy's wondering whether or not he can actually get away with forcing his way through that smoke. Cressy does find the tiny little angle that he can push through from, and Problem will fall. Very, very possible ace clutch there, though.
Yeah, oh, so feasible. That first shot in the 1 versus 2, had he hit it on the flank, he can divert all his attention to one direction. Would have made all the difference. And no saving grace this time. ATTAX now just need 1 out of the next 9 rounds. And HELLRAISERS, they've had a few beacons, but none of them have been able to chain together round wins for them. They still have yet to find a singular point or a singular round on this T side, and ATTAX are just carrying on, dishing and dealing. JR will try his best to spam Scrunk through, as he's taken that position a number of times already, but they're all just swings and misses.
Scrunk, oh, he will unfortunately also be taken down. Kalinka, in the meanwhile, is flashed off his position. This is the last chance saloon. HELLRAISERS have got to take away this 4 versus 5 one way or another. They've had no luck so far on their T side. Can this be where they find their 4-leaf clover? Problem. Came dangerously close to ace clutching it out before, but that's really the only impact he's had in this game. Kalinka comes in with 1 problem to trade, but Fleric is the one who's always ready for more. Unfortunately, more is spelt with an STFN, and it's not something they can handle. Fantastic game coming out from MALTA ATTAX, looking purely dominant on Vertigo.
I got worried to start off the game, right? You come into it with ATTAX being the best map in the pool, having such a flat performance.